Walker's kickoff to Pennsylvania's Gary Brown inside the 5-yard line. Opens up at the 20. Breaks one tackle there, and he's finally brought down at the 25-yard line by the place kicker, number 17, Tim Walker. Stopping Gary Brown, and Pennsylvania gets it back for the second offensive series as we take another look at that touchdown. Eric Nichols to Brian Allred. He just let him run underneath it, George.
You know, he does a nice job of leading his receivers. He gets the ball nice and high and out front, allowing the receivers to use their speed. And both those wideouts, Jackson and Allred, can really fly.
So it's Eric Nichols so far in the first quarter here. We played about 6.5 minutes. He's 5 for 7, throwing for 108 yards and a 33-yard touchdown. Doug Sieg gives to his fullback, Jeff Christy. Or is that Ricky Waters? And coming in with Calvin Sigel, a linebacker for Maryland out of Friendly. He's headed for Lees McRae Junior College. 6'1", 210 is Calvin Sigel. And a short gain of a yard for Ricky Waters on the play.
Coming into the game, it figured that Pennsylvania would run the ball a little better than Maryland, and Maryland would throw it. Now, I think the Pennsylvania All-Stars are going to have to get a little better balance and combine their running and passing game if they're going to move the football.
Didn't take Eric Nichols long to get on the board, just 3 minutes. And head coach Jim Wildman there checking his playbook, trying to even this thing up. We've got just over 5 minutes left in the first quarter here at Hersheypark Stadium. Glad you could be with us for the 30th Big 33 game, Pennsylvania versus Maryland, and Maryland leading 7-0.
Harry, if there are any infractions, they have moderators checking the infractions, and they were reported to the officials, so they have to stay on.
They come out here in a double wide receiver in the slot, now going in motion. It's great I formation, and we have a whistle. And I think, George, we had there one of the instances of motion and a special rule here in Big 33.
I don't know if they had a 4-man.
Maybe an illegal substitution
or something.
Terry Smith looks like he was coming out the lineup as a wide receiver, and he just kept going off the field.
They're allowed
illegal procedure.
Yeah. They're allowed to use motion, but they cannot go into an unbalanced line or shift into a different formation that they have already told the other coach that they were going to use. They can't do that.
Well, it's going to cost Pennsylvania 5 yards. The ball is going to be spotted back at the 21-yard line. Maryland leads 7-0 on Eric Nichols' 33-yard touchdown to Brian Allred. And now Pennsylvania, after that penalty for an illegal substitution, lines up Smith wide to the right. There goes Drayton again in motion, out of the eye. Sieg fakes the toss, and now Sieg rolls to his right, looking for Smith at the 35. And Terry Smith is at the 37-yard line where Mike Willis finally caught up and got him. And we have another penalty flag down after that tackle by Willis on number 11, Terry Smith.
Well, that was a nice play. There's nice action here. We call this a waggle. It's a bootleg. Sieg comes out, gets to the corner, and you see Smith again, never played wide out, and because the cornerback has to play offside, makes a good turnout. The ball is there, and I believe they got Willis for a face mask. Yeah, he reached in with his right hand as he made the tackle.
Terry Smith, recruited by Joe Paterno out of Gateway High School.
Well, he was a running...
They list him at 5'9". What do you think?
I doubt it. He's a small fellow, but he's got a lot of speed. He could be a great kickoff return man, front return man, and the specialists get a lot of attention these days.
The 15 yards tacked onto the 17-yard reception makes it a 32-yard play. And from the 48 of Maryland, this is Ricky Waters. And Ricky Waters spins his way for about 5 yards, crosses the 45, gets down to about Maryland's 42, where the strong safety Kevin Lyles out of Calvert Hall in Baltimore made the stop. Kevin is headed for Boston College. Ricky Waters' stats at Bishop McDevitt High School. Not a bad year, 1,600 yards rushing. One of Lou Holtz's prize recruits coming into the 87 season. So a pickup there of 5 for Ricky Waters, and Sieg with Christy behind him, and Drayton now going in motion as it's 2nd and 5. Ricky Waters cutting across at the 40, and Waters gets down to about the 37-yard line. Stopping him there was Kevin Rowley, a 6'3", 210-pound linebacker for Maryland out of Woodlawn High. He's headed for Howard University.
There's a little bit of a counter play here, kind of like a reverse to Waters. He was lined up like a wingback. Bucks 85 tries to make a block, makes a good cut, and gets some yardage. He's showing us a lot of that he can do a lot of things with that football, and Lou Holtz should be real pleased. Referee
Jim McConaughey wants to bring out the chains. Waters so far, we have him for 6 carries and 46 yards. He broke one for 37 yards on the first offensive series.
he ran that play over number 74, Clayton Strepanak, who's going to Michigan. He's only 6'8", 343. You heard that, folks? That's an accurate statement. I'm not drinking. 6'8", 343 pounds. A high school kid.
Headed for the Big Ten. Where else, right?
We'll make it the Big 20.
It's Big 10 and a half. Here is Doug Sieg throwing long. Sieg lets it out there, and it is caught for the touchdown. That is Warner West for the touchdown for Pennsylvania. And number 1 puts up 6 on the board on the touchdown pass from Doug Sieg out of Liberty High School. Warner West on the board for Pennsylvania.
A straight drop back action. Doug Sieg is not the fastest guy in the world, doesn't have great feet, but he has a strong arm, as he showed there. That was just a street padding. West went up the left sideline, outran the defender, and Doug Sieg got him the ball. A little juggling act at the end, but good concentration.
Here is Warren West beating the defender to the football. That was number 14, Mike Willis, trying to stay with number 1 there. Warren West, who's also the punter for Pennsylvania. And here's big Mike Ruth again in there, out of the hold of Matt Baggett. We have a whistle. The kick hit the upright, and we have a penalty flag down. Maybe Pennsylvania will get a chance to do it over. I believe the flag will be against Maryland. Jim McConaughey comes over to tell us we have offsides against the Maryland All-Stars, and Mike Ruth will get another chance. There's a happy Warren West, the all-time leading scorer at Liberty High, put some points on the board up in Liberty, and he's got 6 here tonight for Pennsylvania.
Well, Harry, these boys take this game quite seriously, you know, and some of them will be playing against each other in the future, and some will go to Maryland, like we said, some will go to Notre Dame, some will go to Pitt.
So we're going to have a timeout, and we'll take this break to look at panic in there on that offensive line for Pennsylvania.
Watch that big number 74. Now, he's allowed to use his hands like that. Just to run around him takes an extra second or two and helps you with your pass protection. He's a big one. Nice throw here by Sieg. You always want to lead a receiver on a deep throw. And West makes a nice adjustment to the inside, does the juggling act. Good concentration, 6 points for the Pennsylvania All-Stars.
Sieg is 6'6", and Warren West there is 5'9". So the long and the short of it combined for Pennsylvania's touchdown with 3:13 left in the first quarter. And after that penalty, we had a timeout as Warren West, after the 37-yard touchdown, deserves to wipe off a little bit.
Harry, they almost blocked the other extra point. I think they're wing people. If they don't drop a little deeper, they shorten the corner down, and a kid with the all-red speed who blocked the first attempted field goal might block another one. I think they're going to have to get the men at the end of the line just a little wider to force the outside rusher a little deeper.
6 plays in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And Pennsylvania getting its first touchdown tonight on the touchdown pass from Doug Sieg to Warren West. Sieg so far throwing is 3 for 4 in the game for 65 yards and the touchdown to West. So, as predicted, George, we're going to see an aerial display here tonight for both of these teams.
Well, you know, it's easy to put the passing game in on a short notice and because there's so many blocking schemes, but Pennsylvania will probably go for 2 here, being that they got the benefit of that penalty.
Here's a list of some of the colleges who have players in this game, colleges that will have these players' services, as Pitt and Penn State right there at the top of the list, and really a very well-represented list of colleges, both Division I and Division II, that has players in this game. So here is the point after this time. Pennsylvania will line up and go for 2, George. Doug Sieg under center. 83 is Drayton in motion. Sieg's give is to Waters, and he coughed it up again, and Maryland holds. So after the penalty against the Maryland All-Stars, Pennsylvania decides to try to get the lead, and Ricky Waters fumbled it away, and it's a 7-6.
Something economical and refreshing. Give